Yo, 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 what's happening, everybody? It is I, the Most High, Chris. I'm with my tag team partner, CT, aka Chitty Bang. What's happening, my guy?
What's happening? What's happening? What's good, everybody? It's your boy Shitty Bang. We are here with the Underground of Professional Wrestling podcast, and we're here via satellite, guys. So I'm at my crib at Avengers Towers 2, where we used to record. Chris is at the crib, his home with the kids and the wife, and we just got done watching.
I'm in
Um,
the baby. Shout out to fucking Bret Hart, Chris Benoit. Yeah, I mean, Stu, I'm in the dungeon right now.
yeah. Chris is in the dungeon right now. Yeah. Definitely with his Bray Wyatt, got his Bray Wyatt on. So we are here to talk a little wrestling, of course, and we were a little bit late to the show because I was in New York this past weekend. So what we watched Extreme Rules though, and we're gonna give you our takes on it and where wrestling's at right now. So where do you want to kick off? Do you want to kick off with Extreme Rules or after Rip? Because we had a little discussion prior to the pod, and I said the show was a little below average, and Chris disagrees. And that's fair. We can have our disagreements.
So,
Everybody wrestling is subjective.
have at it. Have at
Yeah.
it. Let me hear why the show was below average. It wasn't even average. It wasn't even average. So you got it below average. So
Yeah.
let me hear it.
I'll
Let
say
me
this.
hear
I'll say this. Extreme Rules is not a pay per view. I'm gonna go back and watch. Put it that way. I'm not, and that's a gauge for me. To know if the show was a good show. I'm not gonna go back and watch that. The show essentially had a great opener with the 6-man tag, but it's a filler match. It was great action, but there's no stakes per se. But that's fine. That's fine. After that, the show started for me at Bianca Belair and Becky, and
But
then after
that wasn't the next match. The next
no,
match.
exactly, that's my point. Everything between that, like it was hit and miss.
So you telling me the Usos and Street Profits wasn't one of the best tag team matches you've seen? You
I
telling
would
me you telling me
I
that?
thought it was a good match. I thought it was a good match.
But you said the pay per view didn't start until but like
Okay,
okay the six okay the
I think they've
six,
had better matches. Put it that way. I think
I
the
don't
first one.
I don't believe they had better matches. No, you can't tell me like the 6-man tag didn't have stakes and whatnot. And then this match like had all the stakes. Like they just beat my nigga ass last Friday for the tag titles. Like last time they did have the championship match, Roman had to step in because the Street Profits was actually gonna win that match. So like
Yeah,
if we're running it all back, like that was a good story thread. And also it sounded like a coup de grace, no pun intended, for the Street Profits who might be getting swapped over. You know what
nice.
I mean? So like, but
And
it was
they'd never beat the Usos. All right. Steve Brothers never beat the Usos. If they get drafted, we still gotta run that back down the line. You know that because I think they are probably the two best tag teams in WWE right now. I would probably have them on different brands because they. Who else? I would put them on different brands. But yeah, I think that. What do you say?
I was gonna say, you got tag teams laying in a wait for Usos right now. Friday, going back to Friday, Gable and Otis, like, yeah, nigga, we been seeing y'all. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, so like, but me, I get the 6-man tag because I didn't see the opener. Right, the 6-man tag happened because something happened on the pregame or on YouTube that I wasn't aware of. So New Day had walked in the building, and AJ and Omos had like started talking shit, and Bobby just came out of nowhere and duffed my nigga Big E.
Okay.
So once that sparked it, that sparked that. So then they had booked the match. So that's how that match happened.
Okay.
And what led after the match, the Big E promo, I think that like you like the needles and threads of the show, knowing that Monday tonight and Monday are blow off matches for things that will happen on certain programs, or you know what I mean, like certain things start out like like you said, Bianca Becky start out because they got more coming. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so You can't blow the whole, you know what I mean? When she say don't come yet, nigga, sometimes you ain't gotta come yet. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like that's exactly what that was, especially when Sasha comes in and fucking interrupt. That popped me. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, yo, who the fuck did Becky coerce to kind of be on her side type shit? And there's nobody, nigga. It's Sasha.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
still got her title. So I mean, boom, 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 6 man tag that match because even with Charlotte and Alexa, I wasn't invested, but the work wasn't bad. You know what I
It
mean?
wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but it was not like great. Like I mean, it was like here's the thing. Alexa Bliss. What was her best match? Sasha Banks.
I think Alexa Bliss had a few good matches. She had a good match with she had good matches with Sasha. She has good matches with Bailey. She has good matches with Ronda and Nia.
Ronda and I would say. All right.
Alexa's a work.
Um, yeah, absolutely. I'm not gonna. This is not the shit on Alexa. This is just like for me when I watch a match. Um, the doll's throwing me off. The doll is just throwing me off. That's just what I think. That's what it is. I think it's the doll and the Alexis thing is. I don't care. I didn't care about this angle. I didn't care about the match going into it. I watched the match. It did have. You're right. They did work. So when I talk about no stakes, I knew the finish was gonna be Charlotte. It just was to me, like my mindset going into it was exactly what it ended up being. Was just a match where I didn't come up take anything from it per se. The tag match, you're fair point. I would say that it was better. I'm not giving it justice. It was a better showing than I thought. That not that I thought would be. I know it would be a good match, but it was better than I'm portraying. But after that, Becky and Bianca was where I think the show kicked off for me, where I got excited, I was invested, and actually wanted to see what would happen. And I didn't say nothing to my brother. I watched my brother, and he says, "Wow, this is the first time I see something that got me interested." Because right off the package, and I'm like, "Dude, I'm with you. I think the same thing." Right off the package, he was interested, and he saw Bianca, and he's like, "Wow, I don't know. She give me rock vibes. I don't know where he gets that from, but he said there's an it factor with her. I guess that's what he's trying to say. And he doesn't watch wrestling, so Bianca, as we know, is a huge megastar in the making, right? And as it is right now. But the finish with Sasha, I'm not saying it's bad. I like it. It's cool. I would love to see Sasha anytime I can see her. So I'm cool with it. But when it comes down to it, no, it's extending the program, and I'm fine with it. And then the main event, you give me Roman and Finn. Yo, we talked about it a little bit on our WhatsApp. I pop for those spots too that you pop for. When Finn with the demon coming in as a smaller component, I think the demon makes him a legitimate threat to Roman. I do. With that, it's just something about it. It's not like the Painmaker. I'm sorry, you can't put Painmaker makeup on and make me believe in it. For some reason, it works for Finn. I can't tell you why. Maybe because he's been in better shape. Maybe because he's Finn Balor, great wrestler. But it works. He feels like a bigger threat. He faces Roman one on one. The match was great. Usos get involved. He takes them out, spear through the barricade, and then the heartbeat happens. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was dope. He takes Roman, he throws him into the ring. He's about to, do the coup de grace. And I'm thinking too, like you thought. I was thinking too, like, wow, can Finn really take this? And then the ring ropes break. Cool. Then I'm like, okay, why? Why? Where's the logic behind it? And that's all I asked in that moment. Where's the logic in that ring breaking? I thought Paul Heyman did something maybe, but no. I thought Brock maybe would have came and ripped it down. No, it was just a malfunction, I guess.
It
And
was
then
ring function, kid. That doesn't pass for you.
nah, it doesn't. You need something more from me to kill the demon like that because that's his first main loss. I know he
He,
lost to
he,
Samoa Joe.
okay. I'm going to not fight back, but I'm just gonna be like you want to say logically, right?
Mhm.
Watching the triple threat, you saw Sheamus. That's another great match that had a lot of great action and some fun spots. Go back and watch Sheamus climb onto the top. No matter how badass you get, though, You scared as shit when you standing on that top
So
rope.
Sheamus can stand there and it don't break, but Finn Balor, the Demon, can stand there, collapse, and loses the
All
match. I can't buy that. I can't buy what you're
he
doing.
lost the match solely because it ain't like he fell and then he laid on the ground and then Roman covered him. Like he fell, he said, "Shit, what the fuck?" Looked up, caught a spear, and then he lost. So
He caught
like
a
I'm
spear
not.
earlier. He caught a spear earlier. But after you
And
hulk up, after the demon hulks up, and then you one more spear and you're gone. I mean, if Roman put him like through something and like I don't know, I just didn't buy it per se. I don't think that.
if it was a table in the corner and he speared them through the table or something like that, like is that what like would have done it for you? Like
Yeah, maybe it would have given me a little bit more of like, all right, I see where you're getting here. I think that the one spear after you just fall down and then you get speared and that's the finish. I mean, I get it. It's Roman. I get it. I get it. I thought he was gonna. I knew he was gonna win anyways. But the finish to me was left me not feeling like, damn, that was a good show. It left me like, damn, like that was kind of a weird finish, and I didn't really see the. I think they could have been more creative or whatever, figure out another way to have the demon be defeated.
I hear you on that, but I do feel like they're in a rock and a hard place for the simple fact that they are defeating the demon in the first place. You know what I mean? Like so to kind of scramble your brain as to like you say, what can damage somebody that actually hawks up and you know what I mean can fight off twin brothers and like what can happen like his life flashed before his eyes. How about that? Like how about the motherfucker?
The demon ain't that supernatural. Then he's just a man. Like I mean, that's why I look. That's what it looked like to me. I mean, that's just my opinion when I see it from my own storytelling mindset. If the demon is supposed to give him the supernatural ability, kind of like an anime character where he goes Super Saiyan, and it shouldn't take a mishap for him to be defeated. Just like a mishap.
Look, look at Taker though, right? Let's talk about Taker and the Urn, right? My nigga, like that bitch ass nigga got betrayed because his power was the Urn, right? So it took him to right, like how you that supernatural, my nigga, and you came up fucking like whatever the fuck, or let's take it back to a little earlier, John Cena Umaga, right? You look at Cena, you look at Roman, you know those two guys are gonna win, but how are they gonna beat these monsters? You know what I mean? The ring rope situation came into a factor in that match as well. Umaga has been in that STF plenty of times. You know what I mean? But like it happened to be the STF with the ring rope that's like across this fucking shit that like kind of gets him over the top.
Yeah, it's a visual that
Yeah,
that
yeah,
changes it, and it's
yeah.
like, damn, okay, he had to go that far.
Correct, correct. But like you look at Roman too, that nigga said thank God at the end of the match. He don't know. You feel me? Like this
Yeah,
is like
I think
so
Roman sold it. Yeah, and that's the brilliance of Roman.
I take it however I can get it, my nigga. You feel me? Like, but I can see what you're saying. Like, I I didn't think that a definitive you couldn't have a no DQ. You couldn't have him get beat down like he previously had because that killed the thing. Like you do have to do something. This was creative. It was something that haven't really been done
I
before. Where
mean, it was an option. Is it the best option? No, I don't. I mean, I don't think it is. I think that it's a I think it's a way to piss off your fans. Honestly, I think that's what it is. The people who I mean, I think that the non finishes in WWE and the storytelling have to be done. They got to craft them better. Whether it's the no contest in a Hell in a Cell match with Bray and Seth, whether it's they have every year they have certain things that they're just so close to having perfection. Even with Becky and Bianca, how she lost in 26 seconds, or they just miss it at the end. It's like, man, that one little change would have changed how people perceive this. But and with that being said, after the pay per view is done, I'm like, all right, I guess that was Extreme Rules. It wasn't even that extreme of a pay per view, to be honest, but it was just a pay per view to me, and to me that's below average. But if now that you bring in the Street Profits, I'll say it's an average show. I don't like rating it, but To me, that's just how I feel about it. It's an
I,
average show.
I'm a, I'm a, like I say, I'm grading everything how it is. Storytelling, do I care? Match quality, it doesn't matter, right? Like there
Yeah.
it is. Every match delivered. So as far as the wrestling show, me coming and granted, everybody's supposed to be a good worker. They work for
Yeah, I
WWE.
was about to say that. Like, what would have been a bad match if somebody came out and just like, what is a bad match to you? Like
Well,
to me,
well, matches
get
like
the,
we
it,
Rhea and Oscar had a bad match. Like they had bad chemistry. You know what I mean? Like that didn't that doesn't move necessarily the needle, right? You know what I mean? Like we see Karrion Cross and Keith Lee, like it takes a few times for it to be a decent match. You know what I mean? Like so that does happen. But with that being said, you intertwine the storytelling of those matches. Um, I don't Charlotte. We'll see what happens tonight, right? She won. Does Alexa come back more vigorous, more vicious, more vindictive without Lily? You see what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Is
they took
there
the
a new?
teeth out of they took the teeth out of Bray Wyatt, and then they kept it on Alexa, and they took the teeth out of Alexa now. To me, she's just a girl with a doll. It seems like where it was a supernatural thing. Now it's just like she's just obsessed with this doll. It doesn't even come off like it's supernatural anymore. It's a woman who's
Well,
obsessed with a doll.
I didn't. Well, that's the thing about. Okay, so the thing with her being associated with Bray never made fucking sense to me in the first place. So like her having this character be ruined, like it serves them right. You know, like I'm not even. I don't get when you say I look at Alexa and I get mad. Like I don't because like that's exactly what they get because she wasn't involved in none of Bray Wyatt's storyline. Not now one of them,
I
bro.
mean, she's the reason he lost at WrestleMania. What do you mean?
No,
Like, yeah,
but okay, yes, I know that's what I'm saying. But like, I'm saying prior
prior
to
to that,
she's not she's not involved. She was force
wrote
written,
forced
and
it. Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like so, looking at what this character is now, break it down. That's fine. And honestly, if Bray's not here, like you say, you can't have the resemblance of Bray around. So fuck it, tear it down. We had something, we lost something. That's just what it is with love, my nigga. And like we'll be replenished when Bray shows up somewhere else because he'll give us the fix that we need because he's the only one that can give it anyway.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like,
I mean, I'm not trying to get my Bray fix from Alexa, and I'm not saying that I'm looking at it from that level that she has to meet those expectations. But as far as being the entity of darkness in the women's division, they just squashed that shit. It's over. It's over. So hey, it is what it is. And I'm saying the possibilities where they could have gone now that they have Alexa with that gimmick. What can you do? At this point, you've put
I
her
think
with Charlotte.
once they once they didn't do Alexa and Nikki, once they didn't do Alexa and Nikki, and that's where I think you see the misplacement of figures and characters, right? And it's true. If Charlotte isn't in the title
So
picture,
right.
what is she? What does she do? Like, why is she there? And that then hinders the entire fucking division. And
It
I've
should have been
spoken.
Alexa, Nikki, Extreme Rules. Like that's what the match should have been.
That's
Um,
should have been. It should have been. It should have been
and
superhero.
or Nia Jax or Shayna Baszler, Extreme Rules. Either one. I don't know what where. I mean, you let's
Let's
not.
talk about politics on the men's side. You can't tell me that. Listen, all the talk about Sasha Banks crying on the floor, her not getting her way, leaving, doing whatever the case may be. Bruh, Charlotte ain't on the fucking TV screen if a strap ain't on her. That's period, bruh. Like that, and with that being said, like, how does anybody progress? How does anybody else get over when
Everybody.
she's defeating everybody?
Yeah. And she's not. And right now she's not even that hot. Like she's not. She doesn't have a hot gimmick. Like I mean, she's still very talented. Like she still can put on a good match. Like when she's like when you put Charlotte out there, she's gonna have a good match. You know, so I get it. But at the same time, as far as character wise, she needs to be freshened up. And sometimes that takes the right opponent. Sometimes that takes you changing something up. You know, so we'll see what goes on with the draft. But I don't know where they go from with Charlotte as champ. You know, to make me more interested in whoever she can face. I guess Bianca and Charlotte, but I would save that for WrestleMania. For WrestleMania if that was the whole WWE. Honestly,
I mean, maybe we get Charlotte Naomi, but Naomi just came from fucking Raw, so like that that's
she's gonna get
how.
drafted back. Yeah, for no reason. Like you came there just to ask to be on the show and never got a match, and then now you're back on Raw. No, WWE just gotta get their shit together. I think that they're missing something. I do think that this show was an average show. And it's not bad. It was like I'm not gonna go back and watch it though. That's one thing I do know is like I'm not like damn. I'm gonna go back and check this out in a year or so. It's gonna be hey they did this thing, and nothing really came from it. But it is
I
what it
can,
is.
I feel you, but there's not really too many. Like right, like if I were to go back and watch last year's Extreme Rules matches, only because I want to see Bray and Braun Swamp match. Like you know what I mean? Like there are certain things that like people don't like, right, or don't care for that are that is an entertainment factor. You know what I mean? Like that. Like so. Listen, I know that Bianca and Becky match is probably gonna get better, but when motherfucking Becky hit that last disarmor and Bianca picked her up and was about to have her in the KOD, that was that fucking spot.
Yeah,
Like that was that spot.
yeah, yeah,
And if we see that joint again,
yeah,
that's gonna be for the title. You see
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, and that's smart.
That's so cool, man. Like the way they work, that's why people be hating on the Four Horsewomen and in particular Becky. I feel like, but she can put on a great match, and with the chemistry she had with Bianca, I was reminded of that. I was reminded that Becky gets busy, she does this, and Bianca is just the right opponent. So like I just am really excited for seeing Sasha, Becky, and Bianca. It's gonna be crazy if they keep them on the same brand. I honestly believe that's gonna be whatever show that is gonna be the best show in
Well, I mean,
in
like,
women's.
let's look.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, look at the trajectory of what's going on. If the Street Profits seem to have the swan song against the Usos, maybe we do get the Profits back on Raw with Bianca. Maybe we do
Yeah.
get Bianca and Charlotte, and they just say, "Fuck it, we just about to." Because the thing about it now, WWE learned their lesson. The pandemic fucked up everything. Now I don't see them booking long term now. We're about to get a lot of short sighted shit. So just prepare yourself.
Okay.
For you know what I mean?
Biggie got the title right now. Yeah, I see it.
It's a lot of short sighted. Let's get this bread back. Let's run this merch. Let's get these
Crown
out.
Jewel, Brock Lesnar is gonna come. It's like we're not
Let's,
saving Brock. Yeah,
let's
let's
run.
just throw us. Also,
Okay.
AEW is putting that heat on them, so I'm
Also,
gonna.
they learned their lesson too with injuries too. Like I think, like go back and watch WrestleMania 32. It was Triple H and Roman. That wasn't supposed to be the match. You know what I mean? Like so, several times over, they've realized, okay, whether it's through injury, whether it's through fucking what the pandemic is now, you know what I mean? Like shit can fuck up the money, and if like you say, the pressure's on. Kenny Omega and fucking Daniel Bryan's on live TV. The Cowboys and the Eagles is on live TV. So guess what? We get Biggie and Bobby on live TV. Like shit's gonna keep running up. And I
Yeah.
think that short sightedness is gonna give us back the feel that
Okay.
everybody's asking for. You know
Yeah.
what I
If
mean?
you're gonna give me Sasha and Charlotte, I'm not gonna complain. But if it's at Crown Jewel, I guess I can't complain. It's another show, but I would like that, and I would like that match to be in America at a big event so the crowd can be like super crazy, you know. But yeah, I mean, I don't want it to be a crown jewel, but I mean, hopefully it's a Survivor Series, maybe, I don't know. But if you're gonna mix it up right now, the draft is happening. They needed to mix it. They should have done a draft maybe a little bit earlier. I mean, if you're gonna take Naomi and move her, you might as well have just done the draft, you know. But I guess they had other plans too, you know, obviously. But it's all good.
I think like just think of this right now. You say save Bianca and Charlotte for WrestleMania. We're gonna get Sash. We're gonna get Charlotte and Bianca at Survivor Series. Bianca's gonna win that SmackDown title between now and Survivor Series. Charlotte's gonna hold that title between now and Survivor Series. That is going to fucking bring eyes in. I don't care. Like I know a lot of people talk about Empower and like and wrestling.
They might fuck around and give you Becky Charlotte. I mean, I'm not putting it past them. But
I,
wait, I would like a Sasha Charlotte too. So there's options.
Look at the three options we talking about right now.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna be there. I mean, I'm just saying that people are gonna be mad if it's Becky and Charlotte. I know that people are gonna say something, but I'm gonna be watching. I'll be telling you that one because they have one of my favorite women's matches ever. That match that had an evolution. I thought, well, no, it wasn't an evolution. It was that heart. That was like the Extreme Rules match. It probably was Extreme Rules or something, but it was a
I,
no.
well, like the draft starts Friday, right? You know what I mean? Like so, but Sasha said, "I'll see you two on Friday." Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce are known to make matches happen on Friday. Like nigga, we might very well get a triple threat title changing match on Friday, the night of the draft. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I didn't think about that. That's crazy. Yeah. No, but all in all, I'm interested to see where things go. I mean, the Roman Finn thing seems to be over. Um, so we'll see where Roman goes to, face Brock at Crown Jewel and how they build towards that show. Um, and then we'll see what the draft does with these with the women's side because I think right now with Sasha back, Bianca and Becky, Charlotte. Once Bailey comes back, yeah, WWE might have to, you know, have some. It might be in the runnings to just really be where the women wrestling is, where people go to watch. I think I love what they're doing at AEW, but they're still growing their roster and still they're still making the matches matter over time. I think these girls at AEW are going to continue to grow. But right now, women's wrestling, I feel like it used to be NXT, but right now, if they have the potential, I mean, short-lived, but SmackDown could have it with the roster, in my opinion, of the women that I want to come see.
Charlotte, nigga, live in Charlotte might be a motherfucking go. You know what I mean? Like, it's options. Now we know beyond. We know Shayna and Nia are broken up, right? So they about to get drafted, nigga. Like, it's so much room for activities, nigga.
What I hate, like going back to it, I don't mean to bring it up, but like the Alexa thing and Nikki Cross thing, missed opportunity. Nia, Shayna, I think was a missed opportunity. I know that they had it on Raw, but it should have. There's so many ways that they could have made this so much more impactful as a breakup, because it mattered until you guys handle it what you do. You know, it's a lot of energy that was
I,
there.
it goes back to what I said. It matters until you fucking insert Charlotte. Why? Why? Like why? Why? You feel me? Like my thing is that Nia,
Don't
like
insert Charlotte unless you're taking the title off her. That's what I say.
that's my point. So like you're saying like, but like Charlotte has to be the pinpoint to the circle that is the Raw division, and that is the missed opportunity. Because when we see on SmackDown the individual levels of storytelling, you see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah.
each story is separate from another. It's not necessarily intertwined. You feel me? Like Charlotte being drawn here to Alexa, Charlotte having matches with Shayna, Charlotte having matches with fucking Nia, Charlotte having matches with Rhea, Charlotte having matches with Nikki. Like what
Yeah,
direction?
she pretty much ran through the roster in a matter of like a 2 month span. It's kind of crazy how fast it happened, and she never got to really have a one-on-one angle that
Angle
mattered.
that matter. See,
Even the Alexa thing, they tried to get the heat with the promo, but that's your go home show, and it's too late. Too little, too late, and it wasn't enough to get us to really say, "Yep, that's what I want to see." And then they gave us the match. It was cool. And then she kills the doll, and it just doesn't hit. I think that anything other than that, even if it was a triple threat, Nia, Shayna, Charlotte at Extreme Rules would have hit more than that.
oh yeah, that would have been icy actually.
Yeah.
That would have been hella icy. That would have been hella icy. Um, okay, so now let's move. Okay, so like I say, I spoke on tonight, right? We tuned in for Raw, the fucking the black the backlash of Extreme Rules is that Big E called out Bobby, said, "Look here, pussy. Look here, pussy. You see,
Pussy,
yeah,
pussy,
pussy,
pussy.
pussy."
Nah, I think Bobby pulled out Big E, and then Big E's like, "Oh, you want the smoke? Let's go." So we're gonna get that match tonight. They'll probably be drafting up to separate brands after this, but I'm glad we're gonna get it one on one finally before the draft. I wouldn't mind seeing them. I mean, I think we're gonna get a banger tonight. I think we're gonna get a banger with Biggie and Bobby, and I'm looking forward to it. I love what Bobby does in that ring. I mean, last night was another testament to that. Bobby is just a force to be reckoned with. Every time he comes out there, he's a force to be reckoned with, and it just stands out. He stands out when you watch him. So seeing him with another equal with Big E, I think that Big E was the challenger that he needed all along during his Raw run as champion. And finally, we're gonna get it tonight.
Man, you gotta think about it. Like, it ain't too many horses in WWE, and I think that's what Vince is. Vince trying to look. He looking around at his watch like, wait. It's a lot of 210s, 220s around here, nigga. Like, where's the meaty men bumping meat? You know? And like this nigga
Yeah.
trying to find some 240s, 250s, some 260s. You know what I mean? Like he looking for them, and I think you see Bobby, you see Big E. Those two guys you can't even really look past. You know what I mean? Like so I, that that in the way at me.
No, that's me. It's my bad. My phone.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought I had an ad. My bad. Okay. No, with Bobby and Big E, I think this is. But you think about it now. Okay, they're gonna be drafted to separate brands. We got Bobby and Roman. You know what I mean?
Bobby
Like,
and Roman, yeah. Bobby and Roman is definitely coming. We have a couple of Keith Lee and Roman. Think about that. If he gets drafted.
I was listening to the spaces that I think the A show had, and somebody mentioned it, so I'm gonna bring it here to the pod. Apollo Crews going to Raw. I think Apollo and Big E for that WWE title would be a great story they can tell. You
I
feel?
like that. I like that. I like that. Um, Apollo, they'll probably put Apollo with Damian Priest though if they do that.
You you don't think that Big E has the ability to elevate um, Apollo?
No, not yet. I don't. I think Big E just got his first WWE Championship. Right now, his opponents need to be like he needs to be facing AJ Styles, Randy Orton. He can face Seth if he comes back to Raw. He can face those level of guys right now, and then after he maybe loses the title, yeah, Apollo needs to get to that level, and Apollo's still mid card to me. With that guy Babatunde, it doesn't just make him a main eventer. He needs to transcend where he's at, and it's about giving him opportunity. I think that he definitely can do it, but it's just not right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think us looking back to what happened the week that was that led into Extreme Rules, that's led us into what we're going into now. Everything kind of just they really sewed shit together really quick. And with that being said, that's why we didn't end up getting no Extreme Rules matches. Cause shit, by the time they got stories solidified, the pay per view was there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
um,
It
that being
seemed like another show than a pay per view to me. Put it that way. It seemed like another show, like a cross brand show that was, that's what how it felt to me, Roxanne Rules. But moving forward, I mean, it makes sense because the draft is right this week. So I'm not trying to kill him because I get it. It's in place of transition, and it wasn't a bad wrestling show. It was just an average wrestling show, which is not bad. Average is not bad. It's gonna happen sometimes. You
I,
guys have about
well,
13 pay-per-views a year, and that's
I
just
would
one brand.
I would say I can't say that when we're comparing it because I'll say okay, all right, we're doing Dynamite was good. Dynamite was Dynamite was Dynamite was good. Rampage was below average
I didn't get to watch Rampage, unfortunately. I was
or average. I would say that. And Extreme Rules is above Rampage. So if I say Rampage was average, then I would say Extreme Rules was okay. You know,
okay.
and because Dynamite was a good show. I can't.
Yeah, we never got a chance to talk about Dynamite Grand Slam. It was off the rip. You got a 30-minute clinic between Kenny Omega and Daniel Bryan. What were your takes on that match? Because I never got to talk to you about
I mean, it was a good listen. My take, please don't make this 60 minutes. That's my Kenny wrestled one of his best matches ever, and it happened to be 30 minutes. Go figure, my nigga. You can have a good match without it being a guy.
Man, the shade, man. The subtle shade.
Bro, his matches be like you gotta watch the bitch at IMAX theaters, my nigga. Fucking damn
Can you
shit.
appreciate the art for what it is, though?
Making a runtime be 223 minutes for a fucking Okada and Omega 4, my nigga. I took a nap, woke up, and the match was still going, my nigga. Like that match was so long. Anyway, that Omega had a really, 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 really great match. Daniel Bryan, I'm sorry, Bryan Danielson did exactly what he wanted to do, which was he wanted to put his body through shit. You know what I mean? Like he came back not to be a teddy.
Not for play. Not for play at all.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think when you go through that fight, when you go through all those tests, when you go through all the physical therapy, when you get all the yeses after all the no's, and you finally get back and you're able to like niggas say that you're good, like you're good, like you're a wrestler, you know how to protect yourself, you're good. This nigga like, well, fuck it, let me put this bitch to the limit, and he's
Uh-huh.
sort of said Vince cared for him too much.
So it was
Like
like all gas, no brake. He just took one ball, pedal to the metal. That when he took that V trigger where Kenny walked down the apron or the ramp, ran all the way down and V triggered him, I felt a type of way. Like, oh yeah, he does have that neck injury, man. Like it was crazy. But I appreciate it for the art form it is, and I appreciate him putting his body at risk at this age and continually do it after what he's been through. To go out and have one of the best matches of the year, I would say. I think this was one of the best matches of the year, even though it ended in a non-finish, a draw. I think it sets things up and it just builds. It didn't leave you. It left you wanting more after 30 minutes. To me, the 30 minutes, 60-minute thing. I don't think that a 60-minute Iron Man would be bad. I think that Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega can pull that off and have it be a good, great match. I personally wanted to see Seth Rollins and Kenny do that, but I'm not going to snap at Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson facing Kenny Omega in a ways that in a match like that. I think that they've proven that they can go the distance and keep everybody entertained the entire way through. So from jump, the match was on go, and it did have some slow parts, but it was like legitimately like it felt like a moment. It felt like a moment in time. It felt like they took their time with it, but it was once they got going, it was go. The pace of it was I thought I was shocked about how fast they went for that long. But all in all, I want to see him win the AEW championship one day. I think that Brown Danielson as AEW champion is sound has a nice ring to it.
Of course that's gonna happen. I think for the most part, he wanted the ability to test himself, right? And can no shade to nobody at WWE, like, but Daniel, he been there, done that. He did it with Seth, Tyler Black. He went it with like that Royal Rumble match. Like you say, I'm not gonna go back and watch stuff. I'll go back and watch that Royal Rumble match with him and Bray Wyatt. They beat the
Yes,
out of each other. You know what I
they
mean?
they
Like,
did.
so, you've been there, done that there with those people, and you look at the landscape of wrestling where it is. It's like a rap artist right now. Like niggas is trying to find a way to get out their deal so they can be independent. You know what I mean? Like, and honestly, I love it. I love it from like I mean the match was good. The match was really good.
Yeah, yeah. AEW they're doing some stuff. They even got on Rampage CM Punk and Marvel Hobbs. You know, CM Punk had his first televised show match in 7 years. I was not able to watch Rampage, but you tell me your take on it, and then we can get into Will Hobbs Book and Black because I got some takes on that.
Well, I would say for the most part, I I was struggling with Rampage.
Okay.
Um, I'm glad they started off with Hobbs and CM Punk because when I tailed off, I was able to tail off like they had the Jericho and Hager match against what wasn't it Scorpio Sky? Yo, speaking of Scorpio Sky, bruh, I listen. No offense to white people because there are some really cool ass white people that you can spend a lot of your time with. You feel me? Like they
Mhm.
the homies. You feel me? Like no discriminatory to that. But I don't never see Scorpio Sky with no niggas. You feel me? Like where you know how white people be like, yo, I got black friend. Where is Scorpio Sky black friend? Yeah, I'll never see that nigga with niggas, bruh.
Man, Scorpio Sky, he's in the tag team. With white people is fine. We have Dudley Boys. We have Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin. I believe that Scorpio Sky will find his way in AEW. I believe that Scorpio Sky is super talented as a single star. Granted, I do believe that he's one of the guys who's at the risk of being pushed down the cart because of all the new talent. I do think that's part of it.
That risk, nigga. Like this nigga is what they used to call COVID niggas. They had pre-existing conditions. That's
Hmm.
exactly what Scorpio Sky was, nigga. Like he had pre-existing conditions before the new niggas came in.
Yeah, I guess he's one of those guys that gets pushed down to the wayside. But I just waiting for his time. He's already been tag team champion, and I think he's just mad. He's right now. He's in a mix. He's in a mid card. He's in the tag team kind of limbo area. Sometimes Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode are just gonna be a thing, and we just don't know why. And then that is what it is. So we'll see how it lines up. But CM Punk, Will Hobbs, I think CM Punk getting the victory. We all knew that was gonna happen. But Will Hobbs right now, I think he should. From what I'm hearing is that the match was good. So did you enjoy the match at least?
Like Hobbs put on a great performance.
Okay.
I mean, like Hobbs had a really great performance going out there, and to be honest, it's not that I didn't think or know that he can go. Um, this again is just testaments to see gauge where CM Punk is at because CM Punk can be the veteran leader guy, and I'm here to, help put the guys over and things of that nature. But like to be honest, like he got to show that he can still work, he can still go because don't come back if you're a shell of yourself. You know what I mean? Like just because it's the popular thing to do right now. So my big thing wasn't really watching Hobbs. It was trying to see if like you know, if he can go still. And to be honest, he he has some things that could have went better in the match, but Hobbs was able to kind of be able to not be a rookie as they tried to put him out to be. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
Hobbs was able to hold. Hobbs was Justin Herbert out there, and I'm not saying that CM Punk is Mahomes. You know what I mean? But like when you go out there and you will Hobbs, you got a puncher's chance because you can go. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for
So
sure.
I think that was the most encouraging thing watching that match.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with CM Punk and especially Will Hobbs. I think it's a great opportunity for him to have CM Punk's first match back, and that shows that the company has faith in him, and that they see something in him. So I thought that was special. I'll go back and check it out because I gotta go check out.
Pretty be funky, and you know what I mean. The match can just lead the Hook and Ricky Starks. So maybe Will Hobbs provides that big clunky muscle that just got beat, and now he's out the way, and then now he CM Punk on the gauntlet type shit.
Yeah, I want to see Ricky Starks and CM Punk have a promo battle, so I'm looking forward to that. But back to Will Hobbs, looking black. Where do you want to go from here? I mean, I think if he shows that he can go in the ring, it's a matter of having the right opponent to get across from him.
Correct, correct. I think Will Hobbs and Lance Archer have they went at it before?
Interesting. I think they have, but I haven't. I mean, run it back. I mean, if he defends if they're allowing him to defend that tight championship against Will Hobbs, that would be ill.
And Hobbs thing can just be like, I think right now Will Hobbs quest for gold might be able to be like I know we can't keep doing the Diesel Sean thing with everybody. You feel me? But Hobbs being Ricky Stark's muscle and then eventually saying fuck the world and turning on him and having that title and him living that gimmick now, being like, yo, I'm a brutalizer, like no nonsense, fuck the world type.
I like Hobbs as a heel
I like
under Starks and being his muscle, but I do see a potential Hobbs being a babyface. I do see a lot of potential with him as a babyface if he takes it out on somebody like a Ricky Starks or MJF, and so
I
I'm
want
here for it.
I want but that's my thing. I don't want Hobbs to I want Hobbs to turn to make Ricky the baby. I need Hobbs to
Ricky, a baby? Ah.
okay, so
I mean, it
go
could work because he got the charisma for it. So I just haven't seen him fulfill his heel run yet. I
that's what
know that he has more to go. So
But
yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. So booking throughout, booking forward, I would say House for the most part, like continue to make a name for himself, but I want him to like just give Ricky Starks the script. Almost kind of the same thing that Wardlow's doing with MJF, but Wardlow's gonna be a baby face.
yeah.
I need Ricky Starks to not be. I need them to tell the same story with the opposite ending, like Goosebumps. That's
Okay.
how.
I
Yeah,
feel you. I like you. I like that. Ricky Rule Hobbs being even a bigger heel by taking out his homie, his friend. Um, you would have to keep Ricky Starks pure though. He would not have to go after Ricky Stark, Will Hobbs, or demean him in any way, and Will Hobbs would just have to surprisingly just take him out. Uh, you know,
exactly,
um,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. I was gonna go with that too, but I didn't want to reflect the thing they just did with Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. So I was like, you know what? Eh,
Nah, I think the story that you can tell ultimately is Ricky Starks has to kind of like reflect because all the people that you know what I mean? Like ultimately it's gonna be like Hook and Taz, and at that point Taz is gonna choose his son. You know what I mean? So I think Ricky Starks once he loses himself can refurbish himself and come back as a baby. I think Ricky and MJF, or Ricky coming back and attacking Will Hobbs. You know what I mean? Like make it like if Will like Ricky Starks had the neck injury scare, right? Let's just put this out there, right? Ricky Starks had the neck injury scare. What if Will Hobbs power bombs fucking Ricky Starks and put him out? You know what I mean?
Uh,
It's now I'm the now I'm the FTW champion. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
then that now you got a monster and Hobbs who can walk around and stump around, and then he can beat on your baby that you're trying to make, or have a subsidiary feud until Ricky Starks comes back and make it matter and mean something.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, man. I think that when it comes down to it, uh, we have a bright future in Will Hobbs, and that's the key. Is that right now FTW or even the TNT Championship, Will Hobbs and Miro, I would have liked to see. I don't. I really feel like Will Hobbs is one of those homegrown talents that are going to be mainstay in AEW that people are going to be tuning in to see every week.
Yeah.
So shout out to Will Hobbs, man.
Shout out to Will Hobbs. Um, shit. What else you got? What else we got, man? Anything
It's a
else?
weird week, man. And if it was before, we would do our predictions and all that, but we're doing it obviously on a Monday, and then we have the draft. So really, we're in a really weird place where we don't really have much information to talk about because of the draft coming up. But there are things going on um, in wrestling. I know that the dark side of the ring has been a big topic of conversation. Me and you have had our conversations on it. Um, Off the air. So I'm not sure if we want to touch on that on the air. But when it comes down to the situation, they did the plane ride from hell. Let's just go there. Plane ride from hell. Dark side of the ring. A lot of people have taken a lot of heat from that. Tommy
I mean,
Dreamer,
shit.
Ric Flair.
We we even we're even now we're it's that and the Chris Kane one. You feel me?
Okay, did that come out yet?
Yeah. The Chris Kane one
I
came
haven't
out
seen that one yet.
last week. So like WWE's in a double whammy. Like they couldn't even get out the first week that they're playing right for hell shit that you was about to get into, and
Uh-huh.
they got another one right behind them with the Chris Kane joint. So
What's the controversy with the Chris Canyon joint?
well, Chris Kane was hiding the fact that he was gay, and they believed that like WWE kind of like helped perpetuate the darkness that was Chris Kane. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like they were they were kind of contributors to that. You know
They
what I
were
mean?
a little bit. Were they bullying him?
Uh, uh, uh yeah, that's essentially what came out. Taker made some comments, Cena made some comments in the early years. You know what I mean? So like things are coming out in the woodworks from the past, and it's not that we shouldn't be omitting the past. Like I don't want to do that. I do believe that there needs to be context, right? Because
Mhm.
even when we talk about sexual harassment in the workplace, or when we talk about um, uh, data privacy acts and shit like that. Like a lot of the things are that we live in the now had to have had effect because how we were living in the past. So like not having what happened back then, like the wellness program, right? Like shit like this between Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit and Randy Orton and Kurt Angle, right? Playing Riot from Hell, shit like this. This enacted the wellness policy to where like, nah, nigga, you can't just have no script for this shit, nigga. Like, nah, you gotta go see my doctor and your doctor. Our doctors gotta coincide, nigga, and then like, you know what I mean? Like it is the sexual harassment thing. Like there are things now in place. I don't believe still, which I'm not sure of, that will not happen now because it happened then. You know what I mean? So like I don't want to negate what happened then. You know what I mean? Because it ultimately I believe helped make wrestling
Better place.
better.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
unfortunately, unfortunately,
No,
you know.
I mean we all are evolving as people, and our society and what we go through. We constantly evolve. Right now, we're doing a via satellite show, and that's technology evolving. But people don't want. People can accept that. People don't. People sometimes beat on people who evolve personally because they find something out they did years ago, and they say you're the same person that you deserve to have punishment because of that.
Now, if
You
you have
know.
tested to that, then yes, you
Yeah,
know.
if you haven't changed, if you haven't attested to that, then yeah. At the end of the day, I wasn't on that plane ride, so I don't know what went down, and I wasn't. Now, I haven't watched the Chris Canyon joint, but if there's people talking about that, we all know today that's wrong, and I think people that spoke on that, if they really take into account, hey, you might have contributed to somebody's mental health, that's that you should feel something on that. Absolutely. I mean, um, but when let's say with the Tommy Dreamer stuff and how he talked about it today, he immediately got suspended from Impact. So there's consequences for when you talk. Just understand that there's consequences for when you talk about people too, and how that might affect them. So just being a little bit more conscious on what and who you're talking about. Now, granted, everybody has their own opinion. Me personally, I'm always gonna say what I gotta say, and I'm willing to deal with the consequences of it. So um, that's how I approach things. But for everybody else out there, understand the climate we're in, because one, mental health is serious, and two, sexual assault is serious. So let's not play around with these things. But within the reason, when things have happened in the past, if somebody comments on it, they're not the ones committing sexual assault in that moment. So Tommy Dreamer being suspended or something like that, me personally, I thought that was a little bit too far because he's just talking his piece. Now, if he doesn't represent the company, I get it. They have to do whatever they want. Me personally, I think he did his apology and he didn't mean to come off that way. But at the same time, you don't want to perpetuate something like that.
And that's the thing because again, context, right? You
Hmm.
can speak how you want, and tact isn't another word, or moms used to say always, it ain't about what you say, it's how you say it. You feel me? All of that kind of is the gumbo as to what made Tommy Dreamer have the result. It had like it ain't about what you say, it's how you said it. You
Yeah.
could have stated, well, unfortunately, I can't speak to what happened, but I know Rick, and I just that, you know, the Rick that I know wouldn't have done that. And it like, and
There's a way, yeah, there's a way to talk about it that,
exactly, like,
yeah,
because listen, man,
where we don't blame the victim or something like that. It's like,
yeah,
yeah,
you my brother. Like, if my wife come to you in confidence and be like, yo, like, like, you need to have a conversation with Chris, objectively, you need to be like, okay, let me see
yeah,
if validity to this.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, because if my homeboy is in the wrong, I can't support a homeboy in the wrong. And that's the thing with Tommy. If your guy Rick is in the wrong, you gotta check your guy Rick. No matter
Yeah.
who that, you know what I mean?
No
Like,
matter if he's a legend or not, and that's the thing. People look at him as like this iconic figure in wrestling and sports entertainment. I believe that Rick is kind of like they said, a made man, and it's like kind of like coming at
but
you know,
shit, even Nicky Barnes got his ass shot in the back of the head, my nigga. So like, you can be a made man if you want, you know what I mean. But when you make fucked up decisions and mess the family up, like, you got to be dealt with. And I think that also didn't send a great message to quote unquote made guys,
yeah,
because you have to let them know that if there happens to be a smut stain on our name, like, you, you gotta go. You know what I mean? Especially
well,
when
yeah, and right now Rick is dealing with that right now, and that makes sense. But the same company kept him on the books when it actually happened, and they paid the lady off. So it's just like when you look at it, it's like it's kind of fucked up. It's just the nature of way they do business and did business back
exactly,
then.
let's look at the NFL, bro. Like, domestic violence changed with the ability of how of actually seeing it, right?
Yeah,
When you watch video, changed everything because Ben Roethlisberger was convicted on sexual assault. Pleaded out to sexual assault twice on different occasions, and it only changed when you were able to see it, not just read it or hear about it. And then once
You're
that happened,
right.
you see the Kareem Hunt stuff that happened in the video. You see everything else now has a visual aspect to it, and then now that implements the change that is now in the NFL. So I do believe that, like you say, like Rick and WWE were complicit back then. Whatever we got to do to kind of sweep this under the rug type shit because things weren't as progressive. Again, we look at TV. Let's go back and watch television in 2006. I'm pretty sure a lot of that shit cannot get greenlit today to be on network television. So I think, like you say, the evolution of being, right? Evolution of business, evolution of a company. Like nigga, we too public right now. You know what I mean? Like for anything to kind of, you know what I mean? And I know the speaking out shit happened recently too, and the guys that it stuck to. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like the guys that it stuck to that were really, really fucking disgusting ass life. WWE was like, not worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the guys that kind of let's see. Let's kind of wait it
They
out.
took their time on it. Yeah. And every case is different. I don't want to just, just because there's allegation
No,
run out. But the key thing I think you saw, the smart thing you said is that it was the visual. So once you get the visual of Dark Side of the Ring and it portrays it in such a manner, then everybody's emotions are swayed. But my
yes,
point is that even Dark Side of the Ring is subjective. It's not like a Ray Rice video. It's just a subjective point of view because they're painting it to make it dramatic. Ray Rice, you see that happens live in action. We weren't in the playing. We didn't watch Ric Flair, and even Ric Flair is still denying the shit. He's still denying it. So at the end of the day, we don't know what really happened. But at the end of the day, we also cannot. Once that comes out and it sways the public narrative, there's ramifications because of it.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But no, I think we're in a pretty good spot as far as wrestling goes. Like you say, we kind of a little bit misplaced. We didn't have a preview show, but thank God we didn't have a preview show because if you were excited that much that we had a preview show and they had gave you that show, you'd have been
No, we don't
just
need it. Obviously, we did a review show. We're here. We're
a
doing. Yeah, you guys got our opinions, and we'll get back to you in 2 weeks with more information on where we're at in the state of wrestling. Because honestly, it's not. I can't complain. I think that even with Dark Side of the Ring and everything going on, it's weeding out the industry, and kind of like changing the industry to maybe make it a better place. Back in the day, there was a lot of competition, and seeing guys like the New Day on top who say power of positivity and they don't know how to break up. I look at them and I'm like, it's changed because you can both be champions and not have to be a Brett Shawn thing. And like where you guys have, you guys are competition no matter what, politicking and all that stuff. No, we can all succeed. We can all eat. So more ways than one, I see the industry growing up. And on top of that, we have a new budding company, AEW. ROH still doing their thing, MLW, Impact, and wherever you like to get your wrestling, I think you can see it. You take what you want from it, and we're in a good spot. I had some more stuff on AEW, but I'm gonna save that for our next show. I think that I'm gonna give it some more time though, because I want to see after they've gotten Daniel Bryan and CM Punk for a whole month. Let me see where I'm at with that and what they've done with it before I start judging on how they're gonna use these guys. So far, so good. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but let me wait to see their next big show. What they say?
bet. I think that's smart to give them some time to breathe because they might have some more surprises according to the dirt sheet. So,
Yeah, Adam Cole needs to get that TNT Championship. I don't know how, but figure it out.
you
Put all
know,
the belts on the Elite for at least a moment.
you want to have them recreate the undisputed era in AEW?
I mean, why not? It's different, but I think that this stable matters right now. I think they got some buzz, and if you were to put you don't have to do that, by the way. But he's the only one without the title. If not, he's got to have a top feud with
Yep.
John Moxley or a top feud with somebody who's like a main event star.
The Young Bucks don't have the title right now.
Oh, that's right. They lost them. So my mistake. My mistake.
They're
Yeah,
not having the trios title there. That's what they
that's
talk.
a good idea. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. We've been saying this for a minute though. So like, yeah, get those trios titles around the little league.
Those fucking Moxie Man matches matter. God damn it.
For real. Make them matter. Put some rankings into that. And they're already ranking them, so might as well get the title. Put the title. I'm not a big fan of the FTW championship. I don't think it means nothing. You can get rid of that belt. I think get the trios titles, and that matters.
The FCW title only meant something if like they were gonna have the baddest motherfucker have it, and Brian Cage was not that.
Who better? Everybody.
That's the name of the episode. Who better? Everybody.
Oh man, man. I didn't mean no shade, but I thought that would be funny. But shout out to Brian Cage, man. You go out there and do your thing, brother. And shout out to Lance Archer. Keep doing your thing, bro. I think
Yo,
that's the pod.
shout out to Chris Canyon because Brian got that from
Oh
you
yeah,
know what I
shout
mean?
out to
So
Chris Canyon. Rest in peace, man.
yeah,
Um, but yeah.
but we are Rhythm of Wrestling. I am fried the most high. Baked for the past 30, like honestly, I've been fried like the past 40 minutes, but like I've been like autopilot. But I'm not gonna hold you. I'm so good at talking. The shit just was like flowing. Like it was just like I was just off the top with it, freestyling, and it sounds so good because wrestling is so good. You feel
hmm
me? Like
hmm
wrestling is in a really good spot. You know what I mean? Like shout out to fucking like you said, AEW. We got MLW. Like you say, Impact, ROH. Oh, Shane Taylor and his promotion and his productions. I mean, this nigga here is one of the most captivating stars right now in the industry. Shout out to Darius Lockhart. Another captivating visual on the fucking like when you see him when he speaks, like, all right, I gotta see what this nigga talking about. You know what I mean? Like so wrestling is in a really great space. And shout out
hmm
to Twitter, man. Twitter just keeps us all connected. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Keep us
Follow
tapped in.
our guy,
Right now, if you're a wrestler,
I mean,
definitely using your social medias to promote what you're doing is key. Shane Taylor is great at it. With their and ROH showing that stuff that what he's doing it's making an impact. So, I
no,
mean, moving. No, yeah, oh, no pun intended. And impact. I'm still waiting for impact to make an impact. So we'll see going down the line. But I
not to
the
give you impact partnership. It really made a difference.
Yeah, I know, right? But moving forward, like you say, it's a good spot. We'll come back more with some more takes next time, and I honestly want to watch ROH more. I want us to give because I see Shane Taylor as something that I want to tune in for because I want to give him big justice to, and he gets me he's gonna get me in there. And Grisham, Grisham, shout out to them. He's doing great work out there as well.
Man, Black Wrestling Draws, my nigga. Shout out to that. You know what I mean? 'Cause every
Yeah,
promotion right now, and it's not honestly like I don't feel like it's like it's a Twitter push, but it's also these companies, right? Like I watched the Russell Trump that we talk about, and like them niggas spoke about just doing shit. They do it for the. We talk about business and logic, right? They do it for the money. They do it for the advertising. Like I'm keeping it a buck. Them niggas
yeah.
don't know who the fuck Little Uzi Vert is. I swear, like they said it. Like the dude, like Brandon Thurston, the nigga that I'm like, oh, we need to have him on a pod. Shit, he not connected to the culture, so shit, I might not. I might
He
need to
does.
talk to him to get him acclimated. This
Wait,
nigga
wait,
said,
wait, wait. He doesn't know who lose. He doesn't know who Lil Uzi is.
the nigga asked if he was a TikToker. Uh,
Wow.
not.
I thought Uzi was bigger than that. I thought that he wouldn't. I thought he. I mean, I could be wrong because I know who he is. But just because you know, I mean, is Lil Uzi the bar of the culture? I don't know.
I don't.
But but
But
I knew that that was,
my
huh?
point is though. My point is they don't know who he is, but data shows that people know who he is.
Yeah.
So therefore, we'll bring him in because he brings in people that we may not have gotten else if he wasn't there. And strategic planning like that
Hmm.
is
Yeah.
not something that WWE does. Like we see it with Rosario Dawson, right?
Uh-huh.
We see it with fucking Shaq, right?
Uh-huh.
They have tangible evidence that can show advertisers
I can
that
get stars and eyes on my product. Yeah. Shout out to Rosario's fine ass, yo. She looks great.
out the Shaq.
Um,
'Cause I heard he owned Elvis Presley and Marilyn Monroe's fucking. He owns like them, like he owns.
really?
And
That's
Shaq,
crazy.
Shaq is a low key billionaire, my nigga, because
He's
he's.
quit. He's quitting like celebrities' life, you know. So he's shout out to Shaq for just living his best life and saying, "Yeah, I'm done with the celebrity shit." So we're not gonna be getting Shaq on every single commercial anymore, and I think that's a good thing. I'm happy for him to just go live his life and just be big as hell, rich.
I know he's commercials, nigga. He got a new icy hot, nigga. It's
Oh
a
man,
brand new icy hot that nigga plug in, my nigga. The
man.
nigga, he got a brand new Papa John's commercial, nigga. It's the shakaroni pizza. It got
But when did he record it? He recorded that probably like a year ago or months ago. But if he's moving on now from that, I mean, we'll see how long those run because they're gonna use the hell out of Shaq for while they can.
I think that, but that goes to also like the point of like like right wrestling companies aren't gearing towards wrestling fans because guess what? You're already fans of wrestling. We've geared to you by just like
Yeah,
mere existing. You
I
know what I mean?
think. Okay, well, real quick, if you look at wrestling fans, this company that does gear to wrestling fans is AEW. They give a lot more wrestling on actual minutes of wrestling than any other product I see. They try to make it about professional wrestling. They even talk about being a pro wrestling, not sports entertainment. Granted, I see what they're trying to do there, but they also want to expand the audience. You know, wrestling fans is not going to take you over the hump of, you
That,
know,
that's